haters mad. Why? I be all of my bad, baby. I can't call you back. Nah, I be counting this cash. Ooh, stacking all of my rags. Yeah, I be counting this bag. Give me time go into my crab. Girl, you look good, but you bad. Throw my whole bag in the trash. Baby says she wanna ride the wave. I told her come through, make it splash. Gonna bring that ass. Spin it, with it, sugar in my kitchen. Oh my God, I got my favorite Instagram model putting on photo squad. I told my baby she ain't gotta worry about these bras, but she know she fucking with a Max Steve Jobs. Now these rappers hate on me, I think they mad on my. See, I got your girlfriend all on me cause of the thing I got. Baby told me she gon' be with me until the Ragnarok, and then she put that GT all on me. I feel like that can rhyme. I'm blacking out, I'm on the grind. I'm here getting mine. And then some rappers lying, capping in they rhymes. And then some, girl, you fine, swear you like a dime. And then some, let's go some pine and never bet your mind. And then some, rack it up, woo, count it, stack it up. You bitch on my face, how she acting up, yeah, talking shit, better back it up. She wanna get it in. I told her bring her friends, come back on my shit again. This the way send the kid, but we in it, yeah. And then some. Hey, I'm gonna beat.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey!
Bang. All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sean Vaughn, and this is Champions Material. As always, you know I'm glad to be here. Joining me today, this one is a long time coming, man. This brother can do a little bit of everything. You talking freestyles? Oh, he'll do that. And then some. You talking bars? He does that. And then some. Features, variety of topics, variety of flow? He does that. And then some. Everybody, welcome. My man, Free Will. Get on in here, brother. Welcome to Champions Material, man.
What up, what up?
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, man?
Yeah. Sit on down, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So look, you know we gonna take it to, you know what I'm saying, multiple different places, man.
Yes,
but
sir.
we are going to start with, you know, it's been a minute since we had a chance to, you know what I mean, like really link up like this. And you know what I'm saying, after you relocated is when, because obviously I know we've had our conversations about, you know what I'm saying, hip hop, rap, music, everything, but you know, specifically when it comes to like the rhythm and the flow of the artists that you fuck with. But when you relocated is when you decided, you know what I'm saying, to get your hand in the dirt and get in there. And the shit's just been getting crazy. So I had to get out to you, man.
Right.
So look,
Appreciate that.
let me just put it to you plain. What happened, man? Like, what happened when that day just came and you said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get to it.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. It like you said a while back, we last spoke. I was living in Raleigh, North Carolina. So
Okay.
I got to Raleigh.
All right.
And you know, I was making a lot of different life changes and things like that. And I actually at the time I jumped back into music then. Um,
Mm.
the overtimes, the payoffs, songs like that. Those was actually 2018, 2019 songs. Some of them I had in the cut for a little while.
Okay.
Like we dropped overtime in 19.
Yeah.
And I was actually just moving out of Raleigh at the time when that song dropped.
Understood.
So you know it started then, but it was a little underground, man. I mean obviously still underground, but it started off with me and my brother Wade God, you know, he made beats. He's been making beats since forever, bro. So you know, he got back into his bag and hit me up, like, hey man, check what I'm working with. I'm working with a couple artists that, you know, need help with some songs writing XYZ. So I said, okay, what's up? And it started off, to be real, me working with other artists in the studio. Shout out to Studio 33 in Greensboro. That was the old spot.
All right.
Yeah, so that's where the original magic was happening. And we
Yeah, we was rocking in there for a while. Like I said, I was working with other artists. And then it's just you start hearing the overtime being made in the studio, and
Mm,
those kind of beats, and you hearing other guys doing their joints, and it's like get a little of that itching. It's like
yeah.
it never goes away. It was never like I ever stopped writing. Where I got 10-year-old songs in my head right now that
But
something,
something
yeah,
happened, man. Something
something, yeah.
happened where, you know what I mean? The match, it was sparked.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And fire ain't going out. It ain't going nowhere. If anything, it's just getting, brighter and brighter. This shit is getting bigger and bigger, which is why
Yeah,
I had to get here.
right.
And what I want to specifically know was, like you said, you had this shit
Hmm.
on the top shelf for a while. Why did you go to the top shelf, pull it down,
Pull
and
it down.
start cooking, man? I need to know.
Hey man, like I said, it really became a part of when I started making some changes in my life, and different things happen to you in your life, and changes.
Yes.
You start going, well, let me get a little bit back to me. Let me get a little bit back to what brings me peace. And some of it, it all wasn't necessarily just particularly constructive. Some of it was 2K. Be real, like damn, maybe I want to get on the game a little bit more because I because
Mm,
I because I was gaming less. Some of it was just getting a feel of just getting into what I like to do. Maybe
getting back
maybe
to center.
right, maybe
Getting back
going to
to
certain
center.
bars or something that I wasn't usually doing before. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And so when it started, like I said, working with Wade God and working on my own, like when I started tapping into my own music and started going, well, you know what, man, I miss doing this. And before that, if you recall, I was doing comedy videos. Man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
was doing the Black Cat and
Okay.
the Cloudy Night. Shout
Right,
out
right.
to my brother Demond Hammock and his movement, the mental illness movement. Shout out to
Always
him.
important.
Right,
Always.
right, right, right. So shout out to him. So we had a comedy movement going on for a while. And so with that, we would incorporate music into it. I mean, if you go back to some of the videos, some of them, even in the joke, I was rapping in some of those
Yeah,
videos,
yeah.
and you know, in addition to that, my hometown, Reesville, I would see people doing rap challenges, things like that, and so I would include some of those onto the comedy videos.
Okay.
So I get a good response
So
from
there
them.
was a synergy there
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was getting.
from the very
It's
beginning.
absolutely. So I was getting a good response from them. A lot of people remember them times where I was up and rapping since MySpace was out, bro. Like, long time ago, bro.
Okay.
Like
Taking it back.
don't let the young face fool y'all,
Come
bro. I'm
on, man.
33, man. I've been
Man.
rapping since the first song I ever was recorded on and we released with somebody came out in 2004 with my brother Reggie Hammond. And it was let me tell you, I never forget this shit. My first song I recorded was on the instrumental to State Property Rock the Mic. That got where they take the rock the
Mhm.
mic, right? So
Okay.
that was the first beat I ever recorded on. And I wrote to it on beat, but recording it in that room
Hmm.
and swaying in the room, we didn't
Something
have a
happened.
mic stand. I had to just mic in my hand,
Something
sitting on the
happened.
couch going rapping. When the shit dropped, it was an acapella freestyle. Real shit, real shit. When it dropped, it was. He
Okay.
said, "Hey, bro," he said,
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, you so beat. The shit was hard, so I threw it as acapella, and it got so much reception back home. Like people, like I think I was 10th grade, something like that,
Okay.
and people was really fucking with it. So from there, that's where I started doing music before. So when you say where I got back to it was really seeing some of my same, peers giving me that same response when I was doing those comedy video freestyles and shit like that. Like
Right.
people still saying, "Okay, man, you got it." And I mean, other friends around me are doing music, so I never got fully away from it. It was always somebody around me performing or doing something. Um, as I mentioned, my brother Reggie Hammock, bro, we was on the acapella freestyle together. That
Yeah.
was his mixtape at the time. We was younger. He was a freshman. I was sophomore. Um, and so I be at his shows. Sometimes hype man. I don't have a song recorded, but I'm
Mm,
hype man and
right,
just
right.
because I'm out with
We build it. We
my dog,
support.
man.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. It's all
that's what
about,
we do. We supporting each other. So
absolutely.
I'm out there with the second mic and the camera on Facebook Live. That's what we do for each other.
Yeah.
You can probably see in some of my Instagram clips him doing the same thing with me performing. I think overtime it was. So
Hmm.
doing that enough was like, bro, I got really do my own shit in the studio. You know, doing, like I said, working with other artists and shit like that. And, being in the studio with Wade Guy, he producing for a lot of people and stuff. And so we started going, hey man, we've been doing this since high school, college age, or whatever. Let's get back to it.
Simply put, you decided that it was time to get to it.
Yeah, man.
And you got to it.
Right.
All right, let me ask you this. For anyone out there, for the listeners out there, for the viewers who haven't heard your sound, your flow, what your program is.
Yes, sir.
If I were to say, okay, obviously you got your own, you're your own man, you're doing your own shit.
Absolutely.
But I'm like, okay, describe it to somebody who haven't heard you yet.
Mm-hmm.
If you vibe with this sound, this artist, this group, this rhythm, this flow, it'll give you a little context as to what's gonna happen when you fuck with my shit. Who would be some artists or whatever that you would say, okay?
I'll tell you, it might be a little complicated answer because I've gotten a few different things from people than what I feel like I may even sound akin to.
So let's start at your center, man. Let's start with you.
With me, well, I tell you, I listen to and artists that influence me. I say a person that's influenced me for a long time. Be 2 Chainz would be a person that has always influenced me. Andre 3000.
You just, by the way, you just listed my number 1, Andre, and my number 8, 2 Chainz.
For sure.
Hip hop, rap, whatever you want to call it, all time. So number 1 and number 8, you just dropped. Okay.
Sleep on Chainz, man.
That's highly underrated.
2 people I say influenced. A lot of I would say my sound was just like those are people I listen to. Outkast and eat Big Boy. I can't leave Big Boy out. But listening to Outkast, listening to a lot of South rap, bro. Like UGK, people like that. I came on listening to like Luda was my favorite rapper, bro. Like Ludacris, bro. Like, come on, man, that DTP shit. He was a person. Him and Busta Rhymes was 2 people. I say, if I would say like performance and probably delivering things, I say influenced me a lot. Would be Ludacris and Busta Rhymes. So I could pinpoint on 2 people. Now, do people say I sound like them? Do I feel like I sound like them? I don't know. Maybe that's up to other people. I've gotten different comparisons down to E40, which I don't necessarily feel like I sound like, but I honestly really love that comparison because and it's been a lot in them freestyle battles. So I have I think I have unorthodox delivery when it's not on beat. So maybe some people hear that sound and rock with it, and I love E40, so I love that. But I say 2 people that like they give you bar after bar after bar, and people may not necessarily always take them seriously. Not their skills seriously, but like how take them all the way seriously just because they can make you laugh with it is Busta and Luda, bro. Like their videos have always been comical, but like amazing. So people have always been saying, hey, them 2 niggas you don't want to fuck with in the studio. But at the same time, when you talk about the greats, I feel like sometimes they don't get as much credit because they, weren't doing it in a certain fashion. But
speaking of Bus, a quick digression, man. So what you think about the joint he just dropped, the Extinction Level Event 2, like ELE2? He dropped that a few months back.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I have not heard that, Buster.
Get into that, man.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously been a minute since he dropped. Check it out. He got a joint on there with K-Dot. He got some other joints on there. He got one with Bell Biv DeVoe. Like, he's taking you everywhere.
Okay.
So ELE2, Extinction Level Events.
Definitely gonna check that out for sure.
So you look, I gotta throw this out, especially after some of the names you just dropped. Like I said, that's number 1 and number 8 for me all time. When it's all said and done, when you decide to take the jersey off, you know what I mean, and you have your Mamba out moment, rest in peace. The jersey goes to the rafters. If there are 4 artists that you would have wanted to have worked with, that you would have worked with on any project, and they coming through on your project, any 4 artists,
on my project,
who would the 4 artists be and why?
Okay. 2 Chainz, absolutely. Just because I feel like he's another one that gives you bar after bar, but you gonna laugh because he gonna say something just off the wall, bro. Like just something like that. Definitely
2 Chainz. Okay, all right.
Pharrell. Because and to be honest with you,
we talking in my mind for real,
bro. I'm telling you right now, if it, I'll no disrespect to anybody, I'll knock the other four off if you told me I could make an album with Pharrell in the next one. Okay, that would
you got to get into that. So you say okay. So what you saying is get me in the lab with Pharrell and Chad, and I'm good. That's Apex Mountain right
there. Bro, that was, man, come on, man. Like I was knocking on tables to clips.
Hell have no fury.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to even the NERD and that lap dance shit, all that kind of, bro. We was on that, bro. I came up in that time where with the
Bobby James. I go all the way back with him.
Right, the Bobby, exactly. Hey there, mister, give me some cash. Bro, you wouldn't believe the songs
they
like that. They
always were themselves from the very beginning. It's always
time.
Worked from the very beginning.
Them guys and Kanye, Cudi, dudes like that, Lupe, were cool because they weren't like corny. They were like regular dudes. They didn't have to be the street. They didn't have to be the street tough dudes, but they was just.
Listen, like you understood that they was with it, but they weren't. That wasn't the intentional presentation.
Right,
but you understood.
Right, you knew who they was, but they didn't have to. They didn't have to overpresent that. So I always rock with that style. I always rocked it with Pharrell. Didn't mind putting, like garage band style rock shit on his songs. I love that he didn't mind doing that and putting like Pusha T and Malice on songs. He was always mixing shit up, bro. Like he didn't work with everybody. Like I do a thing with my kids where I like to because I feel like school don't ever do hip hop history. So when we watching movies and shit, I like to give them the perspective, like, okay, the same guy that did "Cause I'm Happy" is the same guy that did Despicable Me. I'm having a real bad day. You know what I'm saying? The same guy that did Grinding. The same guy that did Change Clothes. Like I play all them shits for them, and they're like, he can do that. Yeah,
out of the box.
Yeah,
he can. Like I said, he can give you a little bit of everything, and it always lays out in a way that makes sense. So so we got 2 Chainz. We got. We'll go ahead and just say Neptune.
You say the Neptune. Sure.
All right, and then we got 2 more slots, man. Who you working with when it's all said and done?
2 more slots.
You got 2 more.
2 more slots there. I gotta work with. Man, this one it wouldn't be able to be one person. It would have to be a group. And it's not even a group, but it'd have to be my peers. Okay. And I'll let this be the last 2 combined if you want. But like, all right. I personally feel like I gotta rap with the niggas in my peer group, the niggas if age with, I could have went to high school with, if you will. The Crits, the Big Sean, Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Wiz, Guy Rich, Mac Miller. Okay. That group, Thugger 2, that group that's like right around my age. Okay. To be honest with you,
Earl Sweatshirt a little bit too young for you.
No, Sweatshirt. Tyler.
He with it. Okay.
Tyler for sure.
Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Rocky, them dudes for sure. Any one of them select dudes, man, no disrespect to them at all, but I just feel like I can rap with them. I was rapping with them when we was the same age. I grew up writing I wrote one of my first raps at about 11, 12, 13, somewhere in that age. And when Lil Bow Wow came out, my sisters were big Bow Wow fans. Shout out to him. And when I looked at the credits in the book, I'm looking at him, we both kids. Right. But I see a bunch of Jermaine Dupri.
Okay. Yeah.
And older now, I get the business and know that if Free Will would have been out there at the time, you would have still seen Jermaine Dupri. But at the time, that shit drove me because I'm like, bro, he got a 15-track album, if it was 15, I believe. And I got 15 songs right I wrote myself. Okay. So when people have Drake debate or stuff like that, like I was already in that mindset of you gotta write your own shit.
Mm.
So and that's not me saying that Drake don't write his own shit, because I really feel like he lets people write more than R&B sounds and he writes the freestyles. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. Y'all overhyped that what Drake don't write. But in that debate, just take whoever's name out of it. Just I think that rappers, when you're rapping, it should come from you.
Okay.
Well, when you're talking about a melody, like if somebody else wrote God's Plan, they don't. That's a little more, maybe not God, but more the melodic song.
Okay, all right.
More the melodic song.
Okay.
The not God's Plan. I said the whole wrong song anyway. My feelings. The Kiki. If he didn't write Kiki, that don't say nothing to me. But if he didn't write one of the more like just straight pure freestyle, or one of those
basically something where he really
going
going
bars and rapping,
right. He's really trying to when he's really going there. When he's really trying to tell you something.
Like if he didn't write his verse to All Me, there you go. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. So anybody that's
what about some shit? What about Jumpman?
Know what you're talking about?
Like Jumpman just is a. I mean, with Jumpman, how you feel about it?
Man, it's him. Okay. If he wrote it, didn't I don't know if he did it then, but I'm saying like well, for me, those are the ones that would be fun for me, right? He might not have that kind of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole different game for them. But for me, when you put Jumpman on that, I'm not letting nobody write that one. That's fun. Mm-hmm. That's a fun beat.
Right. Okay. So you know what? That leads me to my next question, man. Your sound as you're evolving, you know what I'm saying, in this space.
Mm-hmm.
How has your sound evolved as far as your process? Do you catch a beat and then that beat takes you to a place and then you just let everything flow from there? Or are you in a place before you catch a beat and then you're just trying to match the beat to where you at? I'm trying to define like the sound and the process behind what you put out.
I'll tell you the majority of the songs that are out now.
Okay.
I got the beat first. Majority of them. And that's just because I'll get a handful of beats and just hear something and go with it. But at the same time, as we spoke, before off camera, and then some was a concept in a conversation. So that shit is long out ages, that beat. I actually did an and then some a long time ago that I didn't like.
Okay.
And I deleted it. It never came out. That was years ago. Mm-hmm. And, my brother GK Moss, he was like, hey man, you should be chilling one day. He's like, man, you should just put like and then something in a bar. That would be hard. Like if you just say something and then something like an ad lib. Oh, that's cool. And it was just like a second thought, just sitting around nowhere.
Okay.
10 years ago, maybe. And then I
think about what you just said.
Right.
That's been with you for the past 10 years plus.
And so I'm just sitting around playing some beats, and I just had this rock. You know how the beat goes, it's gonna give you a little rock, and I was like, man, son, just out the blue, that memory just popped out of nowhere, bro. Out the blue. And then son, man, let me do that. Let me rock with that. And it was, it was something I rocked with when we had talked about it before, and I just didn't really like how the song was, so it never came out. Stuff, I got plenty of stuff that never come out. But
that's something that I've noticed with anybody in any space where they're extremely passionate about what they do and they're very creative. For everything that you see, right? Everything that they put out, everything that you actually get in front of you. For every one of those, there could be 2 or 3 that you never see.
For sure.
The unreleased material, the unreleased pieces, but they're just as an equal and important part of the process because it's all a step to where you're going ultimately. So, you get what you get, but very often with a lot of very creative people, it's a bunch of stuff you never see.
Right.
But it's important. So,
sure.
Before we move on, I'm actually going to debut something, and I was going to do this, and I had to do this with you. You had to be the first. We'll get to that in a second.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know, about the projects that you've dropped, the process and the growth, because obviously, like, the first shit you put out to the shit that you've been putting out to this point, there's definitely growth there. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious.
Right.
So let the people know about that process for you getting it out, where they can find you, and just more or less where you started, where you're at, and where you're going.
For sure. And before we do that, if you like, I'm gonna take me a little shot. If you like to join in, I feel like we about to go on a little story trip.
Absolutely.
You know what it is?
Now, all right, that's that crown.
Crown Black right next to the Black Panther.
And let's go ahead and tee him up right now.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and tee him up. So listen, man, we lost not only just a great actor, but by all accounts, a great man. And Chadwick Boseman. And I actually recently we just lost a great pound for pound middleweight champ, Marvin Hagler. Rest in peace, Marvelous. Chadwick Boseman is another one. Very few times do I, because again, we don't know these individuals. So very few times do I hear about a death of a celebrity, entertainer, whatever you want to call it. And it fucked up to hear it. But normally I could just, process and keep it moving. But very few people, you're like, damn, it just hits you different.
Yeah.
And Chad was that for a lot of people, myself included, man. So, speak to Black Panther. Obviously, we could talk 42 and some of the other roles he's done as well, but just speak to, your views and what, the thoughts that come to mind when you think of Chad.
Well, I'll say first and foremost with Chadwick Boseman, you obviously think about Black Panther. I think that's, obviously his biggest role, and, most prominent role. I also see, like, as you said, 42 and all the other movies he's done it, like, he was just so versatile. He could do a lot of things. Like, I just recently watched, was it A Message from the King? Listen, man, if you haven't
that was a couple years back.
Ooh, I just saw that a few weeks ago.
That's one of those roles where okay, he can carry,
man,
any kind of movie. Yeah. Just based on, what his program is and what he brings. Absolutely.
And Message to the King do a lot. So I was that kind of movie really made me even more sad to see him gone, not only because it's tragic for him to be gone, but to see what a talent we lost, because it's just like, not whether that be a sequel or not, another movie like that, another that kind of flavor. Like, we get so much from him. And so and Black Panther,
right?
Like, I mean, as you see the act, that's my son's favorite action figure.
Go ahead, put that up on the camera, man.
Right up here. Black Panther.
There you go.
So, shout out to Marvel,
there you
Avengers.
Go. Every time you see that, you gotta hit him with one of these.
Yes, sir. Every time. Wakanda forever. And what it really is it you can see it put a big hurt on the Marvel MCU. It put a big hurt on kids. Like, that hurt my kids for sure. Put a lot of hurt on fans. Put a lot of hurt on the industry. The whole entertainment. Like, everybody poured their heart out for that.
It just hit different.
People, some people it hit different, man. It's just like, and it's just like the even bigger kick in the ass when everybody. Man, we still hurt for Kobe, bro. But ain't nobody got over Mamba yet. We
barely a year.
Boy,
we moved from that, man. And you want to talk about a moment where I was driving, and typically, you know what I'm saying, I try to make sure I stay, on point when I'm driving. So I'll keep the phone on vibrate, and if it rings a few times, more than a few times, I'll check it. I get messages back to back to back, I'm gonna check it.
Right.
And then I was driving, and it just boom. Boom, it's calls and messages. And I get on the phone, I'm like, what's going on? My partner was like, 24 gone. That's the way he said it. I said, 20. And the thing about it, that was such a unique number in basketball, as far as like, there's only one all-time great 24. So you immediately understood what I said, what do you mean he's gone? What happened? He said, yeah, man, crash. So you didn't even get the opportunity to, like, it wasn't in phases where it's like it was an accident. He's at the hospital. We don't know if he might not. You didn't get none of that. It was just gone. So yeah, man. Kobe Bryant, man. I got him number 6 or 7 all time competitor. A guy that was just getting started. Like, what I'm saying, as far as the other things that he was getting involved in. So yeah, Mamba. Rest in peace, man. And, and again, Chad. Rest in peace. So as we transition, let the people know, who you are as an artist, who you are as a man, and how that all comes together to be the catalyst for what people hear when they tune in to, anything that you put out.
Well, I mean, who I am as an artist and a man, we speak a lot together. Um, I'm a family man. I'm an artist. I'm a creator first. Um,
Okay.
and when it comes to that, it doesn't even necessarily always be music. As I said before, I did comedy. Um, and that was in between music, bro. Like that was something else.
Yeah.
That was something I just discovered one day.
Okay.
Kicking it with my brother at the time. He was like, "Hey, man, like I'm gonna start shooting these comedy videos, man. What you gonna do? All right. What you mean let's do comedy videos? Like, nah, bro, you funny. Like you should get behind the camera.
All right.
You got a creative mind, so you add that to it. And the music, like I said before, family man, you can even hear it. Like overtime, my daughter want to be president. Son said he gonna be an Avenger. Like that's like I like to include them.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Getting
Yeah.
to it, man. Like we can speak to a few of the tracks or some of the stuff shit that you put out.
Mhm.
And then I liked how you just said, okay, nah, but this was the point behind it. This is
behind that song. Overtime came out not only because of this, but there was a pride in it that my daughter could go on the same place that she played Beyonce or Ariana Grande or Jay-Z or any of her favorite artists. She can pull Wave Syndicate up. She can pull Free Will up and find me in the same space and same playlist. And that was important to me.
Have you had a moment, whether it was, whether he was actually, putting the bar to paper, a beat, a track, something you saw, something you did, a performance, because obviously you got out there and, whoop some ass performing. Have you had a moment to this point that's just kind of up here, that just see you for whatever reasons personally just needs a little bit more than everything else so far?
I tell you what, I got a couple.
Speak to it.
One that was really great is when I started seeing that Focus with my brother Keelan Negus. Focus is out there on every platform.
All right, check it out.
When I started seeing that Focus was playing in other countries, when it's in like Africa, when it's in Germany.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, like places like that. Norway, places I've never been before, and it starts landing in playlists and things like that, and you start seeing those kind of things. And that was a move for me. During those rap battles I was doing, I started getting a lot of inboxes from people outside the country. Another thing, I was in the Arsenal rap battles, and there was a lot of people were, just seeing, because Arsenal is who he is. So, a lot of people seeing it from all over the world. And I started getting a lot of inboxes from people in Africa, woo me on, people in like Russia, woo me on, all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, wow, random as hell. But thank you so much. Like, they were dead ass. Some of them go back and be like, oh yeah, man, I rock with Focus. That's my song.
Yeah, okay.
And then some, that's my shit. Like, I started getting inboxes like that, like over time.
Yeah.
And then another cool thing that came behind that is one day Snoop makes a comment under my video on the rap battle.
Word.
Yeah, and that was dope. Seeing shit like that, performances and getting the responses out of performances. You know what I'm saying? Meeting, man, I've met some amazing people at performances, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It's that energy. It's that energy from those performances that what it does is it reinforces the fact that you understand that people are picking up what you're putting down, and it's also the energy you're getting from them. And I'm pretty sure the perspective that you get from them to give you a better understanding of,
for sure,
those next steps you need to take. So, and by the way, the intro. So when you coming into this episode and then some with Free Will, the intro you hear coming in is from him.
Yes, sir.
At the end of this, the outro that you hear is from him.
Yes, sir. And not forget that it's produced by Wave Syndicate. Wave
Speak
God.
Speak to him.
Wade God is our producer with Wade Cynic as well as the brother Shy God. We got two beastie ass producers. The hardest niggas out of Carolinas you ain't never heard of yet, bro, but you gonna see it.
Speak to it.
You know what I'm saying? So when you turn on that Focus, that came from Wade God. That's Reedsville, North Carolina. When you turn on Icarus, when you turn on Vex by Keita Negas, I'm on that motherfucker too. When you hear that shit, that comes from Shy Guy. He fresh out of Bull City. That's Durham, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look and when you see this right here, when you see this Wave Syndicate logo, also when you see this We Are Legend logo, when you see that's Shy Guy. That's Shy Guy. That's his right now. You see that right there?
Be legendary. Find your legend.
Yes, sir.
The Wave Syndicate, you see it, man.
Yes, sir. So you see what it is, man. So it's a creative collective, man, and that's really what it is. So shout out to We Are Legend as well, because I'm not gonna lie, they're a big motivator for this as well, man. When I see those brothers out here doing what they were doing and pushing and being out there like that, I said, bro, I'm gonna have to do this music.
Yeah, man, I had those brothers on the podcast in season 1, man, and we tapped in and got into a variety of subjects. But I told them, I said, what y'all brothers put together, a conversation I had with Trevo. Shout out to Trevo, John, Jeremy, Warren, you know what I'm saying, Travis, Fonz, all y'all, man, all y'all brothers, man, all y'all bring something to the table that have turned We Are Legend to what it is and also where it's going. So shout out to y'all.
Absolutely.
But I told them brothers, I said, man, the motivation, a huge motivation for me turning the idea of Champions material into reality was watching them turn the idea of We Are Legend to a reality. It was like, okay, man, what's your excuse? Like, whatever you don't know, humble yourself and figure it out.
Man, listen.
Because you're going, at the end of the day, like the one thing you don't want to do is to not give it 110. Yeah. That way you can understand and live with the result regardless. But when you don't even try, that ain't the move. You know what I mean? So when I watched them and I watched you, because again, you got into your shit.
Yes, sir.
Before Champions material and seeing that type of like, you know what, I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna put my foot down and see what happened with it.
Hey, I tell you, when I started noticing that I had sent Trayvon, shout out to him again, when I started sending him more exclusives than what I had out, I said, nah, I gotta pick it up. He's one of my few people I like to just send a track out to every once in a while. It might even be finished. It might even be fully mixed. Okay. I might be like, hey, bro, what you think? Mm-hmm. And just get something back. I got a few friends that I just every once in a while just start doing the same way. Just think, bro.
Absolutely.
Just hit your email.
Send me a plate, bro.
Yes, sir. I'm
sending you a plate. Exactly. I'm sitting my ass the fuck down
and get right into it. Right there, for sure.
Hey, boom. Go ahead and get this one in. And on that note,
yes, sir.
And we're gonna do this either way. But the first thing that I'm gonna do, this is gonna be the first time I ever debut this on Champions material. I'm gonna put together a beat. I want to know. The people out there want to know. You get this kind of beat, what you can do with it. I don't give a fuck if it's a freestyle. Just because you ain't necessarily got to get on there and spit. It's just when you hear this beat, what mind frame and where do you go based on the beat that you hear? I'm about to crank something up for you real quick.
Well, I'm gonna throw another one back on that.
Go ahead and do that.
You speaking my language now.
Go ahead and do that.
We're gonna judge some beats. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: if we get a motherfucking ad, we'll edit that shit out. Fuck it. But we're gonna get right to this beat, man. So you let me know when you're ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and crank this shit. I'm gonna tee it up. Let's go. Matter of fact, you got a Bluetooth in here?
I do. Connect.
What are we doing? What are we doing right now? Yeah, let me go ahead and hold on. Let me connect to that. That way we get this shit cranked up right. Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
All right, let me go ahead and get to it.
That's gonna be LG something.
LG Slay 82.
Slay, there you go.
There we go.
We're gonna edit that out to LG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check for that.
Hey, we'll start sponsoring when we start talking about what y'all doing. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank this up for you. And when you hear a beat like this, you let me know what comes to mind.
All right. You know what? That reminds me. This is my fifth feature, but he might be amongst the peers. Absol. That's who I would give him a song like that. You gotta fight your demons on like that. Yeah. You gotta get deep into some real mental shit. Like that's some, yeah, who's that on the picture? Danny Brown? Yeah, that's some Danny Brown shit. Yeah, that's
the joint that had Danny, Absol, and Earl Sweatshirt.
And I be real with you, I didn't even catch the beat right away. I didn't even look at the screen. I just heard that and heard that.
So this shit right here called Really Though.
I know that song. Yeah, for sure. That's you definitely can get some song.
So here's what I'm talking about, and this can go either way. What does Free Will do with a beat like that?
Free Will get shit on some shit like that. Free Will get a phone call and some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then get that call, I get right back. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers better fall back for real, cause I ain't playing. I tell them all that I'm outside and bitches better fucking staying. I ain't with it. Nah, I'm really with the shits, but these niggas shit. Little bitches, I look up and straight switches, straight bitches. They scarlet witches, they can't see the vision. It's just the vision, that shit ain't adding up. They better subtract and get the fuck up, the fuck out. Yeah. These niggas know what the fuck it is and what the fuck I'm about. Yeah. They ain't saying shit. They ain't fucking with Free. May as well be celibate. That's just a little freestyle.
All right.
You know, why you light me up with Danny Brown?
Open the window.
Why you get me started with Danny Brown? Why you
open the window? Goddamn. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. Shit. All right.
Oh man.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Consider it done.
Hey, that's just a little bit, bro. I keep it being with you. I love freestyle, but my favorite shit is to get my zone and write some shit out. That's my favorite. I'm more cerebral with my rap. When I'm freestyling, I do stuff like that. It's fun. I'll throw you some punchlines and jazz, but when I can really sit down, that's when I can really give you the stuff.
That's when your program goes to that.
You know what I'm saying? Like Icarus is more when I'm freestyling and fun. I wrote most of that out, but a lot of it was just on the mind. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bop. That was fun to do. That was Keith Nee's really part of his idea to just intro me to just snap on a song. I don't know what that nigga be. He be just cooking up ideas, shit. He do mischievous shit on beats.
Okay.
You know, shout out to him. But yeah, that's really where that came from. So them kind of songs. But when you hear Focus, like there's a whole lot of inner working type of punchlines into that. That's when I sit down and really just get into my shit. Whether it be in the phone or on some paper, or even I'll write it in my head. Like I feel like I got a little apple notes in my head, bro. I just be sitting pieces of little shit together.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's when you can really sit down and just get to it. Okay. Yeah. Listen, man, before we go any further, let's let the people know some of the, the joints that they should check out and where they can find you, everything Free Will, all things Wave, everything that you out here pumping out, man.
Well, first of all, you find all my music on all your streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, YouTube, all that good shit. As we intro and then some into the podcast, that's one of the bangers right now. You can look up Free Will and then some. You can look up Free Will, The Rona, which is the bangingest COVID song ever. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The hardest COVID song of all time. We got plenty. We got Zero. Shout out my boy Beezel Savage. That was a fun, more of the freestyle feel as well. Zero's another fun.
Yeah, you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we got and that video is out on YouTube. Zero, me, Beezel Savage, shot by Sandy Solo of Outsider Productions.
Yeah,
that was in the Bull City. We did that one. Yeah.
Shout out to Durham.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for those who are going to be checking this out on the official Champions Material YouTube channel, I'm talking about the video. You notice that we took our shots, man, before my man, really tapped in. I'm gonna bring this to the camera. Sometimes, man, creativity can meet craftsmanship, and you just get something that's very unique.
Absolutely.
And you all can't necessarily see this, but as I'm looking down below this table, I'm just seeing a variety of just very creative pieces. And this was not my intent when I came in here, but at the same time, I didn't see what I'm looking at when I walked in here. Now I have. Um, I want to invite a young lady who is clearly killing it in her own right. Again, we talk about people who are driven, who are focused, who are creative, and then they get in there and they stay in there, and then very unique things happen, good things happen. And I just needed to invite this young lady to come on and just speak to what she's doing. All right.
Positively Golden Creations.
Yeah, yeah. This is Miss Sarah. All right. Welcome to Champions
Hello.
Material.
Thank you for having me.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Absolutely. And listen, I don't even know what to do here. All I can say is I'm looking at some pretty amazing shit, and I will allow you to let the people know, speak to it. What's going on
Thank you,
here?
thank you. So I'm Sarah, and I'm the creator of Positively Golden Creations. Pretty much, I make resin crafts out of anything glitter, whatever kind of flowers, logos, whatever. We can customize it however you want it.
Mm.
And if you want to look me up on Instagram, it's positively golden.creations. Golden is spelled with a zero instead of a O. And everything can be customized. You can ask me questions. We can get wholesale prices together for lash vendors looking for lash trays, anything you're looking for, shot glasses and scent holders, anything you're looking for.
Absolutely. Let's get for the people out there on the camera. Let's grab at least one of those pieces, man. And let's
Well, you know what? Since we spoke about Black Panther, let's pull out the Africa tray.
come on, stop.
The African
Stop
tray,
it.
there we go.
Okay.
Which can be customized however you want. We can get your logos put in anything, whatever colors you want.
Mm.
I mean, they can even be see-through.
Mm.
Vibes.
Mm-hmm.
There's even glow in the dark and kind of UV light ones. And like I said, any pictures on the inside. And like you guys saw, all the shot glasses. My favorite, the crown ashtray.
Uh,
Queen
Classic.
City.
mm. Let them know.
Okay.
Wow. So in other words, from A to Z, variety,
And then some.
and then some.
You see what it is. You see the thing. We still with it.
Absolutely.
From the jump.
Perfect.
You know what? Creative. Some amazing work right there, Sarah.
Thank
Much
you so
appreciate, yeah, much appreciate you coming in, tapping in, and letting them know because you had to. This right here is different.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Um, my man, this one right here, and we were talking, you know what I'm saying, before we got on the mic, man. This one right here, is timing is everything. And to see, to see what I'm seeing, and more importantly, to hear what I'm hearing as far as where you at, you know what I'm saying, as an individual. Now it adds a lot of context to the shit I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So, and this right, and what I'm understanding right now as I'm talking to you, man, and just really getting a chance to reconnect with you is the fact that you haven't even gotten there yet. So you got their quality that I'm hearing.
Yeah, man.
But you haven't even gotten there yet.
If you listen to it close, man, what Wave Syndicate really underneath is all about is we really like to make blue collar music.
That's
The
what
pretty
this
girls can shake their ass. That's what it's built for.
blue collar.
And like you hear overtime, that's what we listen to the grind of overtime. And what we really doing, we listen to the grind of payoff. That's the seek to the payoff of the time or the overtime you're putting in.
Yes.
And the focus is the mental grind. You know what I'm saying? Icarus is another payoff. You know what I'm saying? Can't fly to the sun with wings like Icarus. So I put the wings right on the Bentley, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's the payoff. So really what it is hard work music, bro. Like we not gonna sit out here and just luxury you to death. We're not gonna preach you to death. We're not gonna sing you to death. We're gonna give you flavor. That's really what it's built for, bro. It's the wave, and for anybody that don't know, it's wave syndicate, WAV, not like an ocean or like a wave sound, because at the end of the day, our wave is the wave, bro. Like I told Wave Syndicate that shit. I told Wave God that shit in 2000. 17, 16. I said, bro, your sound is the waves, bro. And I had a conversation with Shy Guy, who was the newest addition to the wave, just a year ago. It was like, bro, like you really on some like some Ninth Wonder, Just Blaze type shit with your samples, bro. Like you really do this. Like let's work. Like let's work, man. Like you, like, I'm calling you, bro. I'm looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So
let's get our hand in the dirt. Let's go.
These dudes busy, man. Key to knees. That boy don't stop. That man got music. Another man is he's a big help to why that song's all over. There's other music all over, bro. We work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like we got stuff like a lot of the things that's not out. Like y'all ain't heard shit yet, to be real. Y'all really heard a lot, like y'all heard some bangers, but bro, we got a lot of stuff that's just like I'm more I ain't say more excited, but I'm excited or just as excited for Negus' project just as much as mine because of what I've seen behind the scenes. Like y'all ain't pay attention to see Shy Guy drop that beat tape on SoundCloud, bro. Like he cold, bro. He dropped his shit on SoundCloud mainly because he's sampling 100 things. He can't put everything out there on the Spotify. They're gonna flag you. That man busy, bro. He cooks. So we constantly doing something. We aim to do something different, whether it be the showcases or the rap battles or even just a difference in sound. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's the creative process, bro. It's a joy.
Common thing. We are legend. Let me get the name of your
Positively Golden Creations.
Positively Golden Creations. All purpose. The Wave Syndicate. All purpose.
You see it.
Right? Free Will.
Yes,
all
sir.
purpose. Champions Material. All purpose.
All purpose.
And then some.
And then some. You'll see it.
You can find Champions Material on Facebook, IG, Twitter. You can find Champions Material, the podcast, anywhere podcasts are found. And always our videos, and this will be one of them, posted on the official Champions Material YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Tap in. And never forget, whoever you want to be and whatever you want to be, always be the champion of it.
The champion of it.
That's Champions Material. Stay tuned. We'll be back sooner than later with our next episode. But for now, myself, Free Will.
Yes, sir.
We're done.
But one more thing. I wouldn't be able to get past this if I didn't say this. Hey!